everybody, welcome to PBM's Video Entertainment, and welcome back to another episode of PBM's Home Year Reviews, a series to review and talk about movies. So, in this video, we're going to be talking about The Incredibles 2. So, without further ado, let's jump into the history of The Incredibles 2. So, The Incredibles 2 was originally released in theaters back in June 15th of 2018 by Disney and Pixar, and this movie received highly positive reviews by both critics and audience. And can you believe it's been like 5 years since The Incredibles 2 came out? So, happy anniversary to The Incredibles 2. Then, on November 6th of 2018, it was finally released onto home media. You could either get the DVD copy or the Blu-ray combo pack with Blu-ray bonus disc and the DVD and a digital movie code. Or, of course, there's also the 4K Ultra HD combo pack, which comes with 4K of the movie, Blu-ray, Blu-ray bonus, and a digital movie code. And now for the exclusive releases, here we have the Target Edition, which comes with a book. Not sure if it's a storybook or some type of art book or digibook or whatever. Anyways, and of course, Best Buy, as usual, have their exclusive steelbook. And that's pretty much it for the exclusive part. Then on September 24th of 2019, it was re-released onto Blu-ray once again as a 2-disc Blu-ray bonus, and of course comes with a DVD and comes with a digital movie code. And of course, we can never forget the 2-movie collection with The Incredibles 1. And now we got the history part out of the way, we will now jump into my copy of The Incredibles 2. Alright, we will now jump into my copy of The Incredibles 2. So, here we have the front post art. So, the version I got, it is the Blu-ray 3D combo pack. Now, just like with the, Toy Story 4 and Cars 3, there's never been a Blu-ray 3D release in the United States. Yeah, over in, like, UK and Australia and a couple of, like, other countries, like, over in Europe and stuff like that, they've got 3D copies of like Cars 3, Incredibles 2, Toy Story 4, and all those like later Pixar films and stuff like that, you know? But yeah. And one more thing I want to mention is that like Incredibles 2, of course, finally got a Blu-ray 3D copy. I want to mention that Incredibles 1, it never got a Blu-ray 3D release, which it's kind of a shame really, because it would have been cool if we got both Incredibles 1 and 2 in 3D. I mean, that would have been a really good idea, to be honest. But Disney and Pixar decided to not do Blu-ray 3D for Incredibles 1, which is a big shame, you know? Yeah. But it is what it is. And also, I have not reviewed Cars 3 yet, but don't worry, I'll do it sometime in the future. Don't know when, but yeah. Anyways, take a look at the front post art. Looks pretty nice. Here we have the screenslaver, excuse me, screenslaver, not Slayer, screenslaver. And here we have the Incredibles 2 logo. Oh, or basically, don't know, logo or symbol, whatever. But here we have Incredibles 2 title card, Disney Pixar, and then here we have Mr. and Mrs. Incredible, Jack, Violet, Dash, Frozone, Edna. Here we have the raccoon, and then here we have the city, and then some other superheroes going on. Here we have the Incredible-Mobile. And of course, it's rated PG in the United Kingdom, and also in the United States, and also over in Ireland as well. Now, with the UK copy of The Incredibles 1, the first movie over in UK, it's certified U, which is basically UK's version of rated G. But over in UK for Incredibles 2, they rated it as PG over in United Kingdom. I mean, of course, this one does have, like, of course, some violence and some mild language in here. Which, of course, we'll talk about more on that one when I show the backside. Anyways, spine, Disney Blu-ray 3 logo, scrolling down here, character profile of Mrs. Incredible. Same promo shot, just like with the front post art. Ireland and UK ratings, and here we have the blurb, here we have Mrs. Incredible, here we have the short film Bow, and all-new mini-movie, which is Auntie Edna. It's a 3-disc, Blu-ray 3D, Blu-ray bonus, and then here's what you need to watch 3D. You could have, like, 3D HDTV, HDMI cable, Blu-ray 3D player, PS3 or whatever, and then 3D glasses, 3D active glasses. Yeah. Or of course, to go for cheaper routes, you can get a PlayStation 4 and a PlayStation VR, which of course I have that equipment. And all 3 Blu-ray discs are region free. And yes, the reason why it's PG because, well, due to mild bad language and violence. Yeah. Anyways. And that's pretty much it. Here we have, this is the Blu-ray 3D. Here we have Mr. Incredible and Jack Jack. Here we have the Blu-ray feature. And then here we have the Blu-ray bonus material with Frozone. And that's pretty much it. There's no DVD whatsoever. I mean, if this one came with a DVD copy, yeah, since this one's an import from UK, like, basically all the DVDs from the United Kingdom are region 2, while in the United States for DVDs, the United States and Canadian DVDs in the United... Well, what I'm trying to say is, the DVDs over the United States and Canada, they are region 1, while the UK DVDs are region 2. Anyways, we're going to jump into the menu tour for the Blu-ray disc and the bonus disc of Incredibles 2. Obviously not going to do any menu tour for Blu-ray 3D, just because. So yeah. So basically when I'm doing menu tours, stuff like that, I only do DVD menu tours, Blu-ray menu tours, and Blu-ray bonus menu tours and stuff like that. Anyways, we'll jump into the menu tour for the Blu-ray feature of The Incredibles 2. Alright, here we have the menu tour for the Blu-ray feature of The Incredibles 2. Here we have play, bonus features, scene selection, setup, and sneak peeks. Let's go to scene selection like we always do. So here we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36 scenes to choose from. Bonus features, here we have Bow, Auntie Edna, Strong Coffee, a lesson in animation with Brad Bird, and then feature commentary, you could switch it on or off, and then info. Next, for our setup, here we have for our languages, you could do English 7.1, English 5.1, English 2.0, English 2.0, descriptive audio, and then not sure what these other languages are, excuse me, but these are 5.1. Subtitles, you could do English or Spanish, and then you have the maximizer, and then sneak peeks. Yeah, it's just gonna jump into trailers from Disney. And that's it for the menu tour for the Blu-ray feature. Now we'll jump into the menu tour for the Blu-ray bonus material. Alright, here we have the menu tour for the bonus disc. So here we have bonus features, heroes and villains. Well, actually first let's look at the bonus features, see what we got. Super Stuff, Paths to Pixar, Everyday Heroes, Super Baby, Ralph Eggleston, or however you pronounce that last name. Sorry, I am very bad at pronouncing last names. Basically, this one's basically, I think this person is basically a production designer, making Bow, and then info, heroes and villains. Here we have Mr. Incredible, Elastigirl, aka Mrs. Incredible, the Park Kids, Frozone, Edna, Winston, Evelyn, and Wannabes. Vintage features, here we have toy commercials for Mr. Incredible, Elastigirl, and Frozone, and then character theme songs, Mr. Incredible, Elastigirl, and Frozone, and then deleted scenes. Here's all the deleted scenes. If you want to pause and read all of those, feel free. Trailers and promos. Here we have Powers, global teaser trailer, family, global trailer, excuse me, and a theatrical playoff, which is a Japanese trailer, and then promo, super moments, and then subtitles. You can do English, or there's all these other languages that you can choose from, or you could do no subtitles at all. And that's it for the menu tour for the Blu-ray bonus disc of The Incredibles 2. And it's time to talk about my review and thoughts on today's movie. So, let's have a talk about the story plot first. So, what is this story basically about? Well, it takes place after like the first Incredibles, or basically like, you know how like at the end of the first film, like the Incredibles, they see the new villain called the Underminer, and and of course, whenever I saw like the ending of the first Incredibles, I was like, oh, if they do a sequel, like I wonder if the Underminer will be like the main antagonist and stuff like that. But anyways, but here's the thing, like whenever of course the second movie began with of course the Incredibles fighting the Underminer, it turns out like of course the Underminer escaped, and of course, well, they stopped the Underminer's like big machine, and well, even though they didn't like catch him, they still like stopped him. But of course, the authorities, they were like upset, like they told them of course like superheroes were like illegal and stuff like that, and so and right now the Incredibles, like the Parr family, they were having like a tough time, like basically like about like them trying to follow the law and everything. And of course, Mr. Incredible, of course, he of course likes to of course be a hero again and stuff like that. And of course, Dash and the other kids, they for sure like want to fight bad guys and stuff like that. But of course, Mr. Incredible was like worried for them and stuff like that. And then one night, Lucius, aka Frozone, like invited them to this like superhero meeting, and of course, he tells them to wear the old suits because a guy named Winston Dever is pretty nostalgia, kind of like me, you know. Anyways, so they arrived at Winston Dever's like big like skyscraper or whatever, and and so Winston Dever invites like Elastigirl to do like the first hero mission and stuff like that. Then of course Mr. Incredible, he does get, of course he gets like jealous, like he wished that he would be the one to do like the first mission and stuff like that. But Winston insists that Elastigirl would do the work, and so it was arranged. And so Bob Parr decided. Bob Parr, of course, stayed home, watched the kids and stuff like that. And then one day, Elastigirl stopped a runaway train, and she was figuring out what was the problem. Like, why was everyone like why was the train going backwards instead of forwards, and why was the driver like mind controlled, or what was wrong with the train driver and stuff like that. Which of course, then Elastigirl noticed like the screens were like messed up and stuff like that, you know. And then meanwhile, over at the Parr family's like new home and stuff like that, Jack saw a raccoon and he thought that was the criminal, and so Jack of course started to attack him and stuff. Basically Jack decided to like of course go all nuts with the raccoon, like start beating him up because Jack thought the raccoon was the criminal. And then Bob saw that Jack had powers and everything, and he was amazed for sure. But then of course eventually Dash and Violet figured out that Jack had powers and everything. And then meanwhile with Elastigirl, she's still like trying to figure out like who or what was the screen slaver like all about and stuff like that, you know. And then meanwhile with Bob Parr, like he hasn't got any sleep. He's just trying to keep Jack like all under control and everything. Then of course Lucius decided to tell Mr. Incredible. Lucius suggested that that Bob would see Edna Mode about Jack and everything. And so at first Edna was like, oh no, I don't do babysitting. But then when she saw of course Jack has powers and everything, she obviously she was like, oh yes, you can keep, oh yes, you can go, I got this or whatever. Yeah. And then while Edna was like watching Jack, Bob got plenty of sleep, and then And then meanwhile with um, Mrs. Incredible, she was still like figuring out about the whole screenslaver situation until she found out that the screenslaver was created by Winston's sister, which is Evelyn, which she turns out to be like a villain, and she thinks that superheroes make them weak or stuff like that. And she wanted, of course, superheroes to be illegal, while her brother Winston wanted superheroes to be legal and to save the world again. And yeah, so basically, Winston, of course, has been rooting for the heroes to like come back, while Evelyn was like against the heroes and wanted them like illegal permanently and stuff like that. And then when Bob Parr and the kids found out that Elastigirl was in trouble, they set off to, of course, like rescue Elastigirl, and then together they stopped Evelyn's like evil plan and, of course, saved the world once again. And then the superheroes became legal again, and yeah. So what do I think about the story plot? I mean, the story plot it was not bad, to be honest. It was pretty good. Yeah. So I'd say once again, we got a pretty good story plot, especially when it comes to like superhero movies. Well, it depends, you know. But anyways, the point is, pretty good story plot for The Incredibles 2. And now let's talk about the characters. So of course, we got to see, of course, like Edna Mode, the entire family, and Frozone, and Dicker, which is basically Mr. Incredible's good friend and stuff like that. And yeah. And also, oh yeah, the new characters. I mean, of course, Winston Dever, pretty good. I'm glad he was a good guy like the whole time. Like, of course, like I said, he wanted like heroes to become legal again and to fight crime and save the world again. And trying to think what other new characters. I mean, of course, like we got to see some new superheroes. I mean, they were good. Yeah, I wouldn't say they're the best. I mean, of course, I like Void, and out of all the new superheroes, like right there, yeah, I like Void the best. I think that's her name. Yeah, the one that can like teleport or whatever, like go through warp holes or something like that. You know. And now for the main antagonist, the Screenslaver, aka I mean, Evelyn. I mean, well, the question is Evelyn the screensaver? Yes and no. Well, basically, Evelyn created the screenslaver and everything. And of course, the screensaver was like controlling like monitors and TV and all that crazy stuff, you know? And I gotta say, I mean, of course, the main villain, I wouldn't say like Evelyn or the Evelyn slash the screenslaver, wouldn't say Evelyn's not as a good enough villain as Syndrome was, because, like I said, basically compared to Syndrome had like a pretty good like villain origin story, you know, like how Syndrome went from like a wannabe superhero to like a threatening villain and stuff like that, you know. First with Evelyn, like it was like create a villain, and then of course she wanted, of course, superheroes to like become illegal, and so she tried to like mind control all the superheroes to do, like, basically Evelyn like mind controlling like superheroes with like screenslaver goggles and stuff like that, and yeah, and try to make superheroes like illegal, for sure. Anyways, but for some of the new characters, I thought they were good. Yeah. Anyways, moving on to the animation. The animation's really good. I mean, I gotta say, for Pixar sequels like for later Pixar sequels like Cars 3, Incredibles 2, and Toy Story 4, I gotta say the animation's really good, especially when you watch it in 4K. It looks fantastic, to be honest. Yeah, if I'm gonna be honest with you guys. So, but anyways, so overall, pretty good animation. I mean, Pixar does a wonderful job with these animated movies and stuff like that. And now let's talk about the soundtrack. I mean, of course, the soundtrack, it's, let's see. I mean, of course, Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same person that also did the music score for the first movie. Yeah, yeah, it's him. Yeah, yeah, he did a really good job with the music score for this movie as well. So once again, pretty good job with the music score. And now it's my final thoughts. So overall, do I recommend The Incredibles 2? Well, I know there's been like a few people that saying that this movie wasn't as good as the first one, but for me, I still thought it was worth the wait. We got the first movie back in like 2004 in theaters, then we got it on home media in like early 2005, and then in 2018 we finally got this movie. So anyways, I mean, I thought it was worth the wait. I mean, I have like a few notes. I mean, one, some of you may remember the Incredibles video game called Rise of the Underminer, which of course I know that game's like a spin-off basically, but basically for Incredibles 2, like they kind of went on a different path. Like they didn't like capture the Underminer and everything. So yeah, so I kind of wish they would have like got the Underminer, but I mean, wouldn't that be a little too obvious or I don't know, like I mean, I don't know. It feels like they would have captured like the Underminer if he didn't like escape and everything. And also another big thing I want to talk about is like y'all remember at like the end of the first film we see like Jack like beating up Syndrome and going all crazy and stuff like that, you know? And I thought to myself, well, if in The Incredibles 2 they realized that Jack has powers, did they not see didn't the family not see Jack like go crazy and beating up Syndrome and stuff like that up in the sky? That was one question I couldn't even that was one puzzle I couldn't even figure it out, to be honest. But I mean, it is what it is. Like either Pixar forgot about that scene or it's just like the Parr family couldn't see from from a from a distance or whatever. I honestly can't say. Anyway, so overall, like, do I think it was worth the wait for? Do I think it was worth the wait for this movie? Yes. Do I think it's definitely one of the greatest Pixar sequels? I think so. Yeah. Would I want them to make an Incredibles 3? Yes. I would say like I think it would be a good idea if Pixar could do another Incredibles movie. Like we would have like a pretty good Incredibles trilogy. Like we've got Incredibles 1, we got Incredibles 2. I mean Pixar, y'all gotta make Incredibles 3. I think that would be a really good idea, to be honest. Yeah. But the question is like how would they do it? Like are they gonna have like a new villain? Are they gonna have like a villain return? Or not sure how they're gonna do that, but yeah. But hey, we've got like 4 Toy Story films. We got 3 Cars movies. So I mean, if Toy Story could have like 4 movies and Cars could have like 3 movies, I don't see why Incredibles can have like 3 movies as well. I mean, I thought that it'd be a good idea for Incredibles to become a trilogy. Anyways, the point is, do I recommend Incredibles 2? Well, if you're a fan of the first Incredibles, I think you might as well like the second one. Because, well, I mean, I've been a fan of Incredibles like at a young age, and well, basically like when I was a kid, and then when I saw the sequel, like it made me laugh. It had some pretty good action moments and stuff like that. So I still think that Incredibles 2 is definitely one of the great Pixar films, in my personal opinion. Anyways, that about wraps up this video, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.